Welcome back to Southern Habitat Insights. In today's video, going to be going down to Eufaula with some of my buddies doing a little doe management. First week of Alabama's bow season's bucks only, so we're headed down here trying to take off a couple does, and if we see a mature buck, we'll shoot it too. Should be a good hunt, a little bit cooler weather, and we got a lot of white oaks dropping and food plots are green. If you haven't already, like and subscribe.
All right, I'm out of breath. I just sprinted through the woods. I'm trying to move a little fast so I can get back on the road. Try to get down there because we got to hang a stand before this afternoon. But got the camera. Gonna go move it to a spot in a bedding area that's got a lot of oaks and see what's over there. But I mean, I've seen a few scrapes here, not as many as I have on my other property, but this place ends up usually being pretty good around December. Both of my brothers killed their deer here this past year. So I'm gonna go hang this and get on the road. All right, so we're headed into these pines over here. It gets thicker further back you go with a lot of dog fennel and just other really good grasses that deer like to bed in. There's these red oaks and a few water oaks right here on the edge of this little dry pond. And I'm actually walking on a deer trail right now, so I don't get tore up with briars, but there's a lot of red oaks and water oaks around this dry pond. So whenever I get, is that a deer? No. Whenever I get through all the stick stuff, we're gonna go put that camera up somewhere in this area and see what's moving through here. Maybe come slip back here one afternoon and shoot something. So whenever we get through all the stick stuff, I hang this camera up right here, right over here. All right, so this is definitely not the best spot that I could have put this camera down here. I mean, there's some sawtooth oaks right there. There's some water oaks, red oaks. I mean, just a variety of oaks out here that are dropping. And a lot of the sign that's down here is hog sign. But I mean, there's still a lot of thick deer trails back over this way, and it's really thick. And I can see some spots where deer have been bedding. So because of the time crunch that I'm on, and this just overall being a pretty good spot, and me probably going to be coming down here with my climber to hunt whenever I get a good wind, I'm just slapping the camera on right here. Let's look over these oaks right here. And several trails pour into this spot, so just kind of like a general location. And like I said, if I had more time, I'd definitely do a little bit more thorough scouting and find a way better spot for this. But this will work. Camera's loading in, getting set up. We're about to go get back on the road, head down to Eufaula, and hopefully smoke a big old doe. All right, we got the climber on our back, bow in hand, headed down to hunt. Just dropped Thomas and Josh off. Josh is hunting a pretty little food plot this afternoon, and Thomas is hunting little hidey hole. I'm going to, there's white oaks everywhere, and they're dropping like freaking crazy. So deer are gonna be on acorns, and we've been seeing them hit up on food plots a lot too recently. So I'm gonna go hunt this flat in a bottom and see what I can see. Is loaded with white oaks. So we're just gonna go walk around down there, slip up a tree, sit till dark, and hopefully we can punch some does. I'm trying to just use the knowledge that I have for this and so just see what I can do from my own knowledge. So I'm gonna be quiet, slip down here, and hopefully get on some deer. So y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be a crazy next couple hunts and get on some deer. Stay tuned. All right, well, We just got set up and I'm shaking a lot. I apologize for that. But it's 3 o'clock. We started coming down here about 2:15. So it took 45 minutes to get over here, get set up. And I will say I'm in a hot spot. I'll show y'all later the size of the acorns that are falling back here. It's insane. I mean, they're giant. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 white oaks right here in this little opening. And I got up the tree and I hadn't even put my seat on or hung my bow yet. I mean, my bow is still dangling. And I just pulled it up and got it in my hand. And I look over and there's already 2 does coming down the hill. They didn't blow. They skipped on out of here. But since it was so early, I think they'll come back soon. But I'll show you in a second what I got set up. But basically, it's just a giant hill in front of me. And I'm sure the deer won't be coming straight down the hill. But I know for dang sure they won't be going up it. And there's this creek that I'm butted up right to. And on the other side of the creek's just more oaks and a road. So my thought process behind this spot was, 1, find acorns that look like they're getting hit and trails through it, and this, I think, is the spot. And 2, use any like land features like to find a pinch point. I think that's where I am, and I'll show you in person and on a map a little bit better of why I picked this spot. But that hill in front of me and the creek behind me, I think is just going to be like, and just the right spot. The deer are going to be skirting the bottom edge of that hill in between the base of the hill and the creek, eating white oaks headed up to a food plot that's at the top of the hill. They were bedded right over there on the side of a hill. But we got the bow on the tree, safety harness on, and we're sitting up here in the climber. This is like the closest thing I've ever done to like finding a spot and hunting the same day, sort of like public land, I guess. And I'm enjoying it a lot. So, already seeing deer early. Josh and Thomas said they've already seen a few. Josh had some coming really close to his range with the crossbow shooting, but they ended up keeping on walking. They didn't present him with a good shot, but we're all in good spots. Gonna sit tight, hopefully see some deer this afternoon. Stay tuned because it's about to get crazy. Well, we had a good afternoon. Right after I whiffed that shot on the raccoon, a couple does came in, but they didn't even come closer than 40 yards, which is pretty unfortunate. They were just 10 yards past what I'm comfortable shooting at. But had a good afternoon, went back, ate some good food, sat around the fire, talked, got our plan ready for the morning. Went back out earlier this morning and ended up not seeing much where I was at. Everybody else saw some deer but wasn't able to get a good shot. But gonna be back in the woods soon. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Southern Habitat Insights.